our next presentation, we're turning to the European level, where the EU Agency for Cybersecurity are leading efforts to make vulnerability disclosure and reporting more efficient across all member states. Our next speaker is coming to us with latest updates on the EU Vulnerability Database and the new single reporting platform. What is working? What are the lessons learned? And what comes next? Let's welcome on the stage with your applause the Senior Threat Analyst and Vulnerability Response Manager at ENISA, Mr. Edgars Tauriņš. Ah, there you are.
Hello.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Blickers are ready.
Right. Sveiki visiem. Labvakar jau laikam skaitās. Es mēģināju saprast savienojumu starp iepriekšējo lekciju un to, ko es runāšu tagad, bet vienīgais, ko es atcerējos, ir, kad es biju maziņš un spēlēju šahu ar brāli, man vēl joprojām ir dažas rētas no tā, tāpēc tas sākās mazliet vailants. So, hello everyone. I shared just some embarrassing moments from my childhood regarding the chess, so it doesn't matter too much. But I will just now share as advertise the latest developments of EUVD and CRA SRP, and of course getting back to everyone's favorite topic, NIS2 directive, and something along those lines. So I work at ENISA at Operations and Information Security Unit, and we are tasked with developing these things among other stuff. So, I will start with something that is not there yet, but it's coming. It's coming next year, more specifically in September 2026. And this is single reporting platform, which stems from the obligation of Cyber Resilience Act. I think this act was also mentioned. It doesn't get so much publicity as NIS2, but it's nevertheless also really important, especially with the consequences that it will bring for the security with products with digital elements. This introduces an obligation for manufacturers to report about vulnerabilities and incidents impacting products with digital elements. So they have to report to the CERT that is designated as coordinator in each and every member state. And information will be shared within this single reporting platform, also with CSATs and ENISA, unless there are specific restrictions made, which I will mention a bit later on. There's also, this platform should also support ability to report voluntary information sharing about the incidents and vulnerabilities. So in theory, every one of us, everyone who lives in EU could be using this platform for something they notice in the products with digital elements. And ENISA is tasked to build and operate a single reporting platform. And as I said, although CRA itself, we have still, I think, a bit less than 2 years for it to be fully in force, but the platform should be there by next year, September. So we're mostly focused on the reporting obligations which are mandatory for manufacturers. This table should be familiar from NIS2 as well, because it's the same kind of idea we use for incident reporting in NIS2 directive, but for vulnerabilities and incidents, they're pretty much the same thing. So there are 3 stages of reporting. First is very early warning within 24 hours of manufacturer becoming aware of the problem or vulnerability or incident. Then it is followed by update report within 72 hours, which provides a bit more details, initial assessment, as well as corrective or mitigating actions if there are available. And then a bit of a difference between vulnerabilities and incidents. It's 40 days in case of vulnerability. If you have security updates or corrective measures in place, then you have to finalize the report within 14 days. And for incidents, the final report comes within 1 month. So for companies that are working with multiple member states, as the case might be in cybersecurity especially, there are some decisions to make in terms of to whom report and in which member state to report. Cyber Resilience Act provides a bit of choices there, or the or the criteria on which to decide. So one thing is to find the main establishment of the company where the main decisions are made, or where you have a highest number of employees within a union. In the case if company doesn't have such a representative in the member state, then you choose the authorized representative, and then it must be decided about do you place a significant number or highest number of products in the market, or you have the highest number of users of specific product in this specific member state. As I mentioned, the idea behind the single reporting platform is to share the information as soon as possible. However, there might be some security concerns with regards to sharing, so the Act actually envisages a couple of cases where this could be restricted. This could be in general done from two sources. One is CERT and one is manufacturer-led. So CERT puts on restrictions in sharing the information if there's a vulnerability disclosure process in progress, and the manufacturer can choose to invoke conditions of security in case there are some risks related to further dissemination of the information. Anyway, our Commission colleagues are working on delegated act, which will explain and regulate these things a bit more detail, and this should be in force by December of 2025. This is quite simple workflow or information flow that we're thinking about when designing the platform. So you can see some information stays within the single reporting platform, some goes a bit outside. So this is an example of manufacturers, but the same would apply for distributors and importers as well in certain cases. So they report to the designated CCERT endpoint within the single reporting platform. And then later on, the information, if there are no these security restrictions, as I mentioned before, is distributed to every other member state CCERT and to ENISA as well. And then at the later stage, if certain conditions are met, the information about vulnerability goes also to European Union Vulnerability Database, which is a bit of a teaser for what's coming next in my slides. But also there's a couple of informations that has to be done outside the single reporting platform at the national level, and the most important one is the CCERT cooperation with the market surveillance authorities, who actually these market surveillance authorities have a power in CRA to impose the sanctions on manufacturers with regards of the products with digital elements. This is again also quite high-level solution building blocks of the single reporting platform. So from user's perspective, there will be a web interface or API client for connecting the systems of the CCERTs or manufacturers. In backend, we see it as basically a case management system with some additional features such as timers to remind for certain actions, and reporting and sharing the information that has been provided there. Of course, some security features as well. What are we really focused on as well, as part of many things, is the identity management block. As I mentioned, this platform could be potentially used by quite a large number of users. So we're giving it a lot of thought, and there's some options that we're currently considering with regards to identity management and authorization part of the system. And of course, it will all work with the data that has been submitted, and the data storage and analytics will support that as well. This is another high-level diagram, but here I would like to talk a bit about the timeline. As mentioned before, the hard deadline for us is 11th of September of 2026. For that, the platform must be in place to support all the functions that are mentioned in the CRA. So manufacturers should be able to report without any restrictions at that. We have also a requirement of high level of security and are quite concerned about the capacity planning, because although we have some estimations of how many reports we might receive in a day or in a month or in a year, but these are not really very strict and something that we can really rely on. So the honest answer, we don't know how many reports we will receive each and every day. After hopefully successful implementation and launching the platform in September, we're also thinking about the phase 2, so some additional features with regards of dashboards and connecting other systems such as EUVD. And this brings me to another project that I would like to quickly mention to you today. This is European Union Vulnerability Database. And this actually stems from NIS2 directive. So this, as you of course know, puts a lot of functions to the CERTs with regards to vulnerability disclosure. But I believe that CERT.LV has been working in this area for quite a long time. Before also NIS2 was even in force. And it also puts some obligations to ENISA with regards to building a EU vulnerability database and support CVD program by becoming numbering authority as well for the CERTs, which we did from 2024 as well. So CERTs can request CVN numbers directly from ENISA, and we have some further plans for enforcing ENISA capabilities in this area as well. So this is the official launch date and press release of EUVD. This mostly focused on 3 things with regards to vulnerabilities. I was not brave enough to do a live demo of the database, but I really encourage you to go here and try it out if haven't done already. We use our own EU identifier, which is mapped to also other identifiers and listed in the description of the vulnerability. But at the first page you see the critical vulnerabilities, exploited vulnerabilities, and vulnerabilities that are coordinated within the EU. We also add some additional data to help with the prioritization of vulnerability management, which is the exploit prediction scoring and information about known exploited vulnerabilities also here. In terms of the design, we are trying to collect information in a single view to be available for the future. We also support CSAF, which is the framework for exchanging security advisories. And of course, platform has an API address for better connectivity to other systems as well. So once again, please do try it out. Leave your feedback. We have received quite a lot of feedback now, right now, and as the platform is quite new, it is going through some difficulties, especially with the quality of data and other functions that can and will be improved. One of the things that we are thinking in addition is to introduce the EU analog of CISA's known exploited vulnerabilities database in the system as well. So this is something that is currently maintained by the CSERT network. And our idea is to introduce it to the information about each vulnerability. So you have proved evidence that this particular vulnerability is actually already exploited in EU, as well as references to other proofs of exploitation or knowns of exploitation. And we're constantly working on the ways to enrich the data of vulnerabilities as well. Then a bit of an example on how ENISA uses the vulnerability information that we received in other products. This is something that we released quite recently, so October 2025, and this is the latest edition of ENISA Threat Landscape. But for the first time this year, we added also a vulnerability section there, which actually shows some numbers about how many vulnerabilities are reported and how many vulnerabilities are actually exploited, as well as the connection between intrusions and links to the vulnerabilities. This could help with something I think that was mentioned in one of the previous presentations as well, the vulnerability of fatigue, because you have quite a lot of number of vulnerabilities reported, and it's not always easy to decide and prioritize these things. So again, please do check this report out, and hopefully you find it useful for your daily work as well. Then my last message is that actually ENISA and Europe as a whole needs to boost up their capabilities in vulnerability disclosure and management area. As you might remember, there was some hiccups with MITRE budget earlier this year. Luckily, it was, I think, resolved, but still, this was an indication there. As we might understand, the vulnerability management is one part of a security program that needs to be tackled in each and every enterprise or entity. And so far, it has been supported and led by US-led initiatives, which forms still a global backbone. But it would be great to enhance also our own or Europe's capabilities in this area. And part of the things that I have been talking about, so EUVD and the single reporting platform, are also kind of contributing to this effort to raise our capabilities in vulnerability services. This is just statistics of CNA entities currently in Europe. So you see that the Germany is leading the way in terms of the numbers, which probably is not a surprising thing. So in some countries also, CERTs have undertaking a task of becoming CNAs there, and also ENISA has done that. And we're planning to increase our activity and, so to say, weight in this area as well. So please stay tuned to the announcements, probably coming a bit later in this year as well. So mainly our focus is to support CCERT network members or national CCERTs or CCERTs that are designated as coordinators for vulnerability disclosure. So that's our main target here. All right, this is my last slide. As you might have noticed, EU are increasing their role and capabilities within a global community of vulnerability services. And these platforms that I have talked about, kind of an indication on that. Again, please do try to check out EU vulnerability database and maybe try to integrate it into your own vulnerability management process. With regards to single reporting platform, this is at the beginning of the design stage, and currently stemming from CRA regulation, it's only about the products with digital elements, but of course there might be a push or willingness to gather every reporting tool and workflow in one place. So this potentially might be a vehicle for that as well. And lastly, there are 2 email addresses where you can pick up a phone and ring ENISA to ask for the questions or provide any feedback that you might have, or you know, just to stay in touch. So these are the teams of vulnerability services and the single reporting platform that is there. And I would like to end this by thanking CERT.LV and Ministry of Defense for their work in this area and many other areas as well. And of course, with the cooperation of ENISA. So thank you very much, and I'm happy to answer any questions if there are any.
Thank you, Mr. Tauriņš. A round of applause is deserved, definitely. Let's take one quick question before we move on to the next one. Under the Cyber Resilience Act, a product could be reported and be removed from a country's market. Will that automatically remove the product and its spares from the whole EU?
Yeah, I left my notes there, unfortunately, so I cannot answer that. But no, if serious, that is in the realm of these market surveillance authorities. As I know for now, there are still in the progress of actually designing in which member state, which authorities will take care of that. So this whole mechanism is only building up, but I think the final idea should be like it explained, but let's see how it's worked. As I said, the CRA itself will be in force in 2 years. So just now we're focusing really on platform, on gathering the information to later work with. So we'll probably think about it, no, somebody else will think about it a bit later.
Great to hear everything is at work. Thank you, Mr. Tauriņš, and a gift of gratitude from us as well, from CyberChess. Thank you very much. A round of applause to Mr. Edgars Tauriņš.